Okay, so we're back browsing AIagentstore.ai, which is pretty much part of the daily routine now.
Hmm.
And I stopped on this tool. It's called THEUS by Aigora.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one.
It's flagged for R&D, market research, the heavy lifters. But the promise it's making seems to tackle what I think is the single biggest hurdle for any enterprise actually using AI.
You mean the trust gap, right? The whole black box problem.
Exactly. We've all seen it. You feed it a bunch of documents, ask a question, and you get this perfectly smooth answer.
Right.
But if you're a consumer insights manager, smooth doesn't cut it. You have to know the AI didn't just hallucinate a key statistic.
Yeah, for a regular user, a hallucination is just, annoying. But for a company making a multi-million-dollar decision on it, that's a huge liability.
Right.
And that's where THEUS is trying to position itself as, I think they call it enterprise AI research infrastructure. It's not just another chatbot.
That sounds impressive, but what does that actually mean, in practice? How is it different from a standard model with a big context window?
It really boils down to this concept they have of atomic facts.
Atomic facts.
Yeah. So instead of just reading a document as one big piece of text, the system uses this multimodal pipeline to break everything down into individual standalone claims, like tiny atoms of information.
So it's less about generating new text and more about retrieving very specific data points.
In a way, yeah. And because it's working at that tiny atomic level, it can give you what they call audit-ready insights. Every single claim it makes comes with a fact ID and a page-level citation.
See, that is the thing. That's what a compliance team actually cares about.
Mm.
If the AI says consumers found the texture too gritty, I don't want to just trust it.
Yeah.
I want to be able to click on that and see the exact page, the exact line where a participant said it.
It basically turns the AI from a creative writer into like a super librarian with a perfect memory.
The librarian, yeah, that's a good way to put it.
And that super rigorous structure is what enables the second big idea here, which is institutional memory.
Ugh, this part really got my attention. Most big companies have this. I call it a digital graveyard.
Yeah.
You do a huge study in 2021, it gets filed away, and then 3 years later, a whole new team does the exact same study because nobody knows the first one even exists.
It's so inefficient. So what the THEUS does is allow for cross-study synthesis.
Okay.
Because it's broken everything down into those little atomic facts, it can look at a study from 5 years ago, right next to one from last week, and find patterns.
Yeah.
Or even contradictions that no human would ever spot.
Because who has the time to read all that?
Exactly. It connects the dots that are just buried in different project folders.
Now, I have to ask you about the AI personas. I saw that on the page, and I'll be honest, it sounded a bit gimmicky. Do I really need an AI avatar?
I had the same thought at first, but when you look closer, it seems to be about functional context, not just personality.
What do you mean?
You're not just chatting with a generic bot. You're engaging with a specific role. So there's an AI analyst, an AI moderator.
So it just changes the output style, like more formal or something.
It's more than that. It changes the logic. The moderator persona is fine-tuned to guide you through qualitative data, like a human researcher would. It asks different kinds of questions than the analyst persona, which is looking for quantitative trends.
Okay, that actually makes sense, but let's play devil's advocate for a second.
Go for it.
If I'm a pharma company, I'm absolutely terrified of putting my clinical trial data into a third-party tool.
That is the deal-breaker question, 100%. The specs say they have strict project isolation, so your data never mixes with anyone else's.
And what about training data? That's the big one.
No training on customer data, period. Your secret sauce doesn't get used to make the model smarter for everyone else. They also mention time-limited data retention, so your sensitive files aren't just sitting there forever.
That's critical. It feels like we're finally getting past the, wow, look at this cool trick phase of AI.
And moving into the okay, but is it safe and verifiable phase?
Yeah.
I think so. It really seems to bridge that gap between just having a mountain of data and actually trusting an AI to help you make sense of it. It turns raw information into actual evidence.
Well, if you want to check out the details on those atomic facts for yourself, you can find THEUS over at AIagentstore.ai.
Definitely worth a look if you're on one of those data-heavy teams.
Here's a thought to leave you with. If your company stopped all new research today, how much value is just sitting there waiting to be found by synthesizing everything you've already done? I have a feeling it's a lot. Thanks for rating the show, everyone. We'll catch you next time.